We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and of course, and most importantly, SideScrollersPodcast.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy Friday. It's Finish Strong Friday. Stuttering Craig, good to see you guys. Man, oh man, oh man, what a great day it is. We are finishing up the week in a major way. Finishing strong after the Real Game Awards last night. I'm glad you guys showed up. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Overwhelming, positive response, which is great. Thank you guys very much. It means a lot. Speaking of overwhelmingly positive, Blabs.
Hi. I mean, I am positive for the most part. It is Friday, so that's nice. The sun is out for a change. It's glorious.
Guam of all places.
I know. Weird.
Are you doing good? You ready to finish up in a big way?
Yeah. Huge.
Yeah,
Yeah, just like the poll, right, chat? I made that one just for you lads.
What's the chat say?
The poll is slap the like button, and there's an emoji of an eggplant, and then there's an emoji of a peach. And the peach is currently winning. Yeah, I didn't know you could do emojis in polls, so this will be really fun from now on. I was like, can I do that? Boop! And I was like, yeah! So.
Good for you, Blabs. Always learning, always improving here on the show, which is great. Speaking of always learning, always improving, always making our show a little bit better on every other Friday, it's Vera Dark. Hello, Vera.
Hi, it's me, the shining ray of light and positivity that you're hyping me up to be.
That's right. That's you. That is how I'll introduce you from here on out. The shining ray of light and positivity, Vera Dark.
Kind of the opposite of the dark part of my name, but that's all right.
Well, you can now identify as
Vera Light is
Vera
my
Light.
Alter ego. That's
Or
the
Vera,
SJW in me.
Vera Bright.
Oh,
I like that one. How's everything?
better.
How's everything going with your 150K strong YouTube channel?
Good, almost there. Probably a day or two, and I'll hit the goal.
Hey, good for you. Congratulations. It's excellent to see you growing, which is awesome. Well, we have a great show lined up for everybody today. We have so much to talk about. We're going to get into the Real Game Awards very shortly and how that went last night. We are also going to be getting into the ungodly amount of money that EA has lost because of just dipping their toe into the idea of ideology, and that's where it is. And don't tell me that's not what happened. That's what the fuck happened. We'll get into that. We have a new ninja in Mortal Kombat. I saw this video. We're going to react to it a little bit later, and I think it's really freaking cool. It's been a long time since I've actually been like, oh, sweet, when I saw something about that game. And of course, we're going to dig into Assassin's Creed and the gameplay recap from yesterday, which was interesting to say the least. So we have a lot to get to today. But of course, we're live over on Rumble. Of course, you could have found out that Vera was going to be on X. And of course, we have that Instagram account at instagram.com/sidescrollerspodcast. Right, Blabs?
Isn't it just Side Scrollers Pod? Either way, it's there. So go follow us over there for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, some sort of violence upon you and your lizard.
Well, if you want to know, you can go look down in the description and find links to all this stuff.
That is true.
There you go, right? Of course, we do have the Apple Podcast and Spotify, which, by the way, this week, I'm 4 for 4. May have been a little late one day, but all 4 days.
You were literally late by like 24 hours.
It still went up.
The next day.
Yeah, I mean, it went live. It's good.
By the way, on Instagram, I'm looking at our follower count. We're really close to 2,300. So make the way over there and follow us, or else.
Get over there on Insta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, the place we need you guys to go over, and we're going to be doing a lot of stuff over on the home base, over on sidescrollerspodcast.com coming up this year. So make sure you guys head over there. Be working on that stuff with things to announce coming up in February or so. But of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Join the nearly 115,000 just normal men who have found common sense in the video game and entertainment space. And do us a favor and hit the thumbs up button, because thumbs up help the algorithm. The algorithm on YouTube. The YouTube says, hey, they're chatting in the chat. They're hitting the thumbs up. They're engaged in what's happening. So do that. I'd really appreciate it. As a matter of fact, just to have a little spike in the chat, everyone just put an A in the chat right now for no reason. Or your favorite emoji. Definitely not an eggplant.
Like Fonz?
What's that?
Hey.
No, I wasn't thinking like that.
Oh.
This is 1964.
I like Fonzie. He's cool.
Okay. He's the coolest. It's the Fonz.
I have a leather jacket just like him.
If the Fonz was to ask you out, Blabs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Back in the day? When he looked like that? Not Henry Winkler of today? Sure, yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Yes.
He's literally like 80-something years old. What am I? Like a gold digger or some type of thing? No.
You too, Vera?
No. I'll
okay.
pass. But Blabs, it was an instant answer.
Yeah, why
No
not? Leather
hesitation.
jacket. Hey. I'm fine with it.
Blabs just started unzipping her pants for a weird reason.
There's no zips on sweats.
Oh, what's that? yes, Fonz, I'm here.
No.
Let's not make it weird.
Yeah, right. Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird. All right. Well, speaking of not making it weird, we always like to start off the show with Today in Gaming History. So what do we got today, Blabberoonie?
All right. Well, don't ever say that again. What was that? Anyway, January 24th, everyone. Say happy birthday to the Macintosh, because that was released today in 1984. We have Mario Party 2 releasing back in 2000. And then we have...
much happy birthday for you.
That was
thanks, Dan.
Junk Monsters was released back in 2008. Hooray!
Hooray! Way to go, Blabs.
You're welcome.
The Macintosh and Mario Party. Vera, you a Mario Party fan?
I am. I unfortunately don't have any of the games on the list today, but I do want to give a big happy birthday to a game that came out 2 years ago that, of course, is a major meme, Forspoken.
Forspoken came out 2 years ago today?
2 years ago today.
Wow.
Nice. So
right.
Happy birthday to that trash game.
Maybe we should think about that. We should add that to the list, Blast. Just do Forspoken in all three of them. That'd be great. And upload that. Yes, no, maybe so?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Denied.
All right, that's fine. All right, we got a lot going on. Hit the thumbs up button. Appreciate that, guys. Let's get rolling with this. And right at the bat, Celis came in and says, the Real Game Awards was awesome, and you did great, Craig. I can't wait for the next one. It was so cool seeing games win and knowing it was the gamers' vote that earned them that. Yeah, thank you very much. That was my favorite thing about watching it last night, is seeing like Flash was in the chat and he's like, rigged. And it's like, it can't be rigged because I didn't have any to say in it. I didn't even vote. Like, it was just the voting members who made that happen.
Yeah, Super Quiz Champions. Everyone was like, Blabs did this. I was like, bro, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, fuck Blabs. I'm like, guys, I didn't have anything to do with that.
Well, so I said this last night. I filmed the entire thing at that arcade on my iPhone. I bought a there's Flash. I bought a teleprompter app, and I just like read it off my phone, put it on a tripod and stuff. Worked out pretty good. But I got to that part in the script where I was reading off Harry Potter's, and I just totally blundered it. And I was like, "Who the fuck cares? It's Harry Potter."
I know. I saw that.
Blabs is offended.
I mean, listen, that game is a disaster, so I'm not actually offended for that game.
Yeah,
I want it to go away.
It's okay. Well, it came in last place in the best sports category, and
it deserves to.
Well, I told Flash last night that he was so offended that NCAA college football did not win the best sports game. I said, you should start a campaign and possibly and I told him he should present the best sports game next year. So maybe next year we can make that happen, which is great. Alabaster Scar came in with the 5, says, Montez! Oh, well, we're going to do that today. I can feel Montez on the horizon, which is good. Speaking of amazing, my God. Zim came in. My boy came in with a $50 Rumble rant over on Rumbles, on Local. Sorry, on Local. Says, completely zonked on pain meds and stuck on the couch, but glad to spend my time with y'all. Congrats on the Real Game Awards. It was awesome. Zim had his back surgery. He's on day 2 of recovery of 40. 40 days of recovery for his back
It's
surgery.
tough, but good luck.
Scylla says, sorry for bullying you in the comments for trying that new look a while back, Craig. It was for the chat for in your own sake. The hat, the glasses and the hair will come back, just so you know. Like
Maybe in different days.
Yeah. It's no. I'm just saying.
And maybe
like,
different frames for your glasses.
Maybe.
hey, let me tell you this, Blabs.
Hmm?
Unprompted the other day, I'm wearing my glasses, no hat. My wife looks at me square in my face. She says, I like you in your glasses. And you know what that said to me?
This is just too much information you're sharing with us right now.
It doesn't matter what
It's getting a
anybody
little
else
personal.
thinks.
It's getting a
Didn't
little
matter.
personal right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
we don't need to hear what you and your wife do.
Avert thine eyes.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Then I said,
Boss,
kids,
no.
kids, go outside. No.
Boss, no.
The Worthy was his great job on the Real Game Awards, Greg. Definitely going to try to make the live one with one of my cosplays next year. Yeah, man, that's the idea. I want an arcade full of cosplaying fools. It's going to be great. Winterfell came in and says, only complaint about the award show. No cameo of the world's best gamer, DSP. Cheers, you did great. Never going to happen. Jared says, I don't know if you saw this, but Blaz, but Savvy put a tweet last night saying that she did a deep cleaned her bedroom for the first time in 3 years. Wow.
I saw she even like dusted her walls or whatever. And I'm like, why did it take you 3 years to clean? It actually took her like the loss of her PC to like do
Well,
women's stuff.
At least she did it.
Eventually,
Right.
hey man, good for her for finally cleaning. Because like sometimes whenever I see her streaming, I'm like, "Ugh, please clean the background.
Shaming a woman. What are you, sexist? You
Yes.
hate women or something?
Yes, I despise dirty houses. Fuck you, Asmongold. Get your shit together. Thank you.
God, so mad. So mad. Bullet Shepard came in and says the Real Game Awards was top tier. Razor and Kirsch's deliveries were my favorites. Looking forward to the next one. Well, you got about a year to wait. So we'll see, but we got a long way to go. And Wasp for 50 says, don't know if you covered this, but Call of Duty is using chat AI to profile people's sex and race based on their voice, then ban players. What?
Okay, so I've seen something of this. I saw Blame Truth, Anthony. He posted a video about it, but I haven't gotten to watch it yet. So I don't know anything about this, but
Yeah,
I've
I'm not
seen
sure
something
either.
similar.
Yeah. Okay. So do a little digging on this. This may be something for Monday we talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's incredibly generous of you. And Goji the King says the Real Game Awards was a ton of fun. I was super stoked that Power World won 2 categories. It's my favorite game this year. Have over 1,000 hours in it.
Oof.
Also, Montez. Hey, Goji, thank you very much. Appreciate that. And, that's one thing I need to do a better job, and hopefully I'll be able to do moving into next year is I need somebody to handle social media for that. For the Real Game Awards and like do all the stats for who won the most categories and all that stuff. I haven't done any of that stuff yet. So, because I'm not good at social media.
Slacking.
I'm not good at social
You're-
media.
You're not good at social media, even though you're a mega social media personality.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, that is 100% correct. Yes.
True and fair.
Yes. Joseph says, congrats on the Real Game Awards from this voting member. And for today, chalk up another yellow for Montez. Thank you so much, Joseph. Appreciate your voting membership. Frogs Magician says, shout out to the janitor. Oh man, that was one of my favorite things about it was I was doing an intro for a sequence and this janitor walked behind the background. So I just zoomed in on the edit. And so many people caught that. And I love that they caught that. That was great. Shows that you were paying attention. Armor Engine came in with the massive $25 direct donation. Says hopefully this goes towards a higher resolution for the next Real Game Awards. Great show as always. Thank you, Craig and Blabs. Hey, thank you, Armor Engine. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. Let's maybe next year we can get to 4K. Maybe next year. 1080p was strong yesterday. Shaker came in with the 10, says the Real Game Awards far exceeded my personal expectations. As I said at the beginning, when I signed up as a voting member, I said I would trust you would be able to make this a reality, and I would be along for the ride. Cheers. Thanks, Shaker. Appreciate that, my man. It's Friday for what it's girth. Came in with a 10, says just some normal innocent support for some normal innocent men. Hi, it's me, a shining ray of light and positivity. Great show last night. The Legacy Game Awards could learn a thing or two from you. Thank you so much. It's Friday for what it's girth. You are a shining light, of beacon of positivity. And Ranger George says, from a fan and member of Vera's channel, always good to see her on this channel too, even if she allegedly, quote, doesn't play games, despite live streaming games every week.
Yeah, I didn't stream over 40 games in 2024. I couldn't imagine.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I love when people are like, you fake gamer, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
the proof is right there. It's all
Right. It's all on my channel.
It's all right there. You can see it. And Armis says, an amazing show last night. Craig, love seeing the love seeing my tuxedo. Great work from everyone. Got so hyped, bought myself an annual ticket to go see the next year. Hopefully, I'm still kicking around. Well, I hope so, Armis. Shame didn't see Blabs in it, but thank you all for your for all your hard work. Well, thank you so much, Armis. Maybe Blabs will want to be a part of it next year. We'll see. So, and Kalichi says it was cool seeing ABJ on the Real Game Awards last night. When will we get him as a guest on Side Scrollers? I don't, knowing James as I do, Side Scrollers is not the best outlet for James. James is a pretty reserved dude, and he doesn't really have a whole lot of opinions on like gaming and stuff. So this isn't exactly the best outlet for him. With that said, I do have a couple interviews with him on the channel back when I was doing like just me interviewing people. So you can probably go find those and just him and I talking. And really, it's just us nerding out about our previous careers and stuff. So, all right, we do see every super chat, every direct donation, every Rumble rant. We'll get to every single one throughout the course of the show. We greatly appreciate it. Let's get our Montez goal, which I don't even know if we have our Montez goal up. I'll need to go and check. But either way, we'll get to Montez. We'll worry about that later. And Vera, you'll get to pick what happens with Montez. Do you even know what Montez is?
I do know what Montez
okay,
is.
thank God. I wasn't even sure. We're talking about Montez, and
oh no, I have no idea. You'll have to show the chat.
I know. All right, well, let's. I did want to, I appreciate all the well wishes about the Real Game Awards last night, and it was really fun leading up to that. I just wanted to talk about that before we get into hard news, but it was really fun planning it. I don't even know how many hours I spent working on it, but it was cool to kind of trickle out information. Even as bad as social media as I am, I was able to trickle some stuff out, because I know that if I announce something like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks leading up, people are going to forget about it. So I tried to do it all like the morning of the day before and the morning of, just to kind of get people excited for it. And the one thing we didn't, I did trickle out was that Duke Nukem was going to be our voiceover guy, which was really cool, and I'd love to have Duke back. And overall, the response to the show was like overwhelmingly positive, which was really great. And I said this last night, it was a win for gamers, and now we build. And I talked about this at length. A lot of us talk about things. We talk on a podcast for a living. Vera, you talk about gaming news. That's what you do. I love talking about things. I also love doing things, and that's what the Real Game Awards is about. It's about doing things. It's about affecting culture. It's about providing an alternative. And yes, we will not see, a million people tuning in to the Real Game Awards. That's fine, right? But the idea is we're providing not an industry show, but a community show. And I thought it went really well. It was really cool to see. Now, one of the things that we did do last night and was actually promote some indie trailers and some indie developers. And we put their trailers in the show without them actually knowing. We didn't reach out to them. We just I put a tweet out a couple months ago. I was like, hey, I'd love to promote some indie devs on the show. Who should we promote? And I took some suggestions from that, and that led to several of them being featured in it, including one called Sulaco, which I don't know if you saw the trailer for that, Vera. Did you see the Sulaco? What did you think of that game?
I thought that it looked pretty cool. I obviously, after watching so many trailers over the years, it's hard to judge a game based on a trailer. That's why I end up playing so many games, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool too. And naturally, all the bad actors, who hate what we're doing and label the show and label me and whatever, they immediately take that it was featured in the show and they go to those people and they go, well, you can't believe you were featured on a show like that. Yeah. And we saw that last night where people were talking about, that they weren't made aware that they were featured on the show. They didn't even know that the show existed. And I think that's awesome, actually, because my goal for this thing was simply give them a little promotion because we thought the game was cool. Now, it turns out the developer of the game, it's like a solo dev, and it's like a trans person, right? And I think that's the beauty of the Real Game Awards, is that it's not a political show at all. It was just the game looked fucking cool. Who cares? And nobody cared about who made it, how they lived their life, whatever, right? So naturally, people were like, "How could you be on the show?" And they essentially went and cornered this developer and was like, "You need to talk about this." And that's what we saw yesterday or this morning, last night, where people were complaining about it. And thanks to old man Grimm for this. This was people, kind of pointing this out to them, and you can see people like, "Oh my gosh, anti-LGBTQ game award show." It's like, at no point did we say that's what this show is, and that's not what the show is at all, right? It's just like the show's about games. The show is anti-establishment, and if that's what you mean, then okay, that's fine. And people will call the show shitty. That's fine. Who cares? But and I pointed this out yesterday. Like, the thing about the Real Game Awards is that it's not a political show, like, at all. As we showed last night, it's strictly about games and the people who played them, with some bad jokes and some laughs. Some freaks can't get past their own ideology. It's literally their identity. With people like this, it comes down to their own internalized hate and insecurities. I feel bad for them and hope they get the help they desperately need. So, the old saying, haters gonna hate, Vera.
Yeah, they are going to.
So
they'll find any way to attack the people that they do not like, even if there really is not a reason to attack anyone. We're just trying to create an event where we highlight video games and are able to talk about video games and amazing developers. But of course, they want to twist that because they simply do not like, our political opinions and your political opinions. Maybe they don't like Blabs. They're always going to find something to attack.
Right. And they're always going to twist their narrative. And that's,
Yeah.
it's so much projection. And that's the most amazing thing about it, is these people are like, "You're so hateful," when they are in fact the most hateful people and most insecure. And they clearly have daddy issues.
Yes.
Or some sort of parent issues. I'm sorry that you can't accept yourself, and I'm sorry that I can't accept you if you can't accept yourself. So we'll kind of leave it at that. But I am proud of the show last night. I'm proud of what we're going to be building. And, this will be the last time you hear me talk about this for a little bit. So head over to therealgameawards.com and become voting members and help shape next year's show. We really appreciate that. Saw a nice little spike of folks signing up last night because they see the vision for what we're doing. So I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much for your kind words, and look forward to kicking ass in future years for sure. All right. Thanks for giving me a couple minutes to talk about that. With that said, ladies, it is time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News.
Hard news.
All right. So here we go right at the bat. Netflix is at it again, Vera, and they are hiking their prices up. Did you hear about this?
I did.
Man, Netflix raising their price $1 with ads. If you want to go without ads, it's now $25 a month.
That is insane. I don't know why anybody would ever pay that. They don't put up enough unique content. And even if they were putting up a ton of unique content, why do they feel like it is okay to charge $25?
On top of that, they clearly have to pay for their big deals. Like they just purchased the rights to WWE Raw,
right?
And it was like what, $6 billion deal. That's where your money's going. But then they're double dipping on the back end, because when you watch Raw, they have commercials in it. Like,
right?
What?
That's insane.
It's. I don't want to say greedy, but it's fucking greedy.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
All they care about is money, which I understand companies do.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, all you're doing is treating your audience like idiots. Like you do not have a shred of respect for them.
I wonder what, Blabs, if you can pull up Netflix's subscriber growth, I'd really appreciate that. I'd love to see kind of what that looks like. But we did see a great response from one company that, man, how based is this? And this is the best advertising they can possibly have. Arizona Iced Tea You ever had an Arizona iced tea, Vera?
Why would you ask me a silly question like that? Of course I have.
Okay. Well, you can have a. Why would you ask such a silly question, you
it's
dumb boy?
silly.
Well, here we are. They responded with Arizona iced tea is still 99 cents, which it has been
Yeah.
since the product launch.
Chad move. Absolute Chads.
When you think about this, look at the amount of impressions this single tweet got. 25 million. Like 25 million people were like, yeah, yeah, that's good graces right there. I'm down with this idea. So
Yes.
oh man, there you go. All I got to plug is this, and they throw it down there. That's great, man. Love it. Holding true. Well, like I get it. Inflation is a bitch, but they got a company that's profitable. They got a product that a lot of people like, and now it's seen as fairly affordable. It's awesome, man. Good for them. I'd love to see that. Blabs, what do you got?
Okay, so before I say this, actually, my 2 cents, I would totally just get physical copies of anything I want to watch, because why the hell would you spend $25 a month? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, so this is from Axios. Netflix increasing prices after subscriber base tops 300 million. And if you look at the date, January 21st, 2025, so relatively new. By the numbers, so it just says $2.50 extra, but then it goes here. Netflix shares soared over 14% in after hours, trading to over $995. The revenue totaled $10.2 billion for the quarter, up 16% from a year earlier. So they're doing just fine. Don't worry about them.
Whoa. Let's take a step back. Okay, so there's 300 million users.
Yes. 302 million worldwide.
302 million users, and they just threw down another $2. They're like, well, we want to make another $600 million a month. So they just added $2 to it. My goodness, that is crazy to consider.
They want to try to catch up with TikTok. TikTok's like 16 billion.
Wow.
Insane.
Yeah.
But like TikTok doesn't even pay its users, does it? Like very well. It's like the lowest one, isn't it? Of all like
It is, but it's
platforms?
also, as far as I'm aware, for these like larger content creators, it's technically easier to get views because people are just constantly scrolling like YouTube. Not talking about shorts, but the videos, you actually have to like click the video in order to watch it. But because you're technically getting a view when you're just casually scrolling, they pay the lowest, but they have like the most amount of views for the larger creators.
So it's easy. It's the easiest way to get views, but it's the shittiest payment.
Yeah,
Like
that's why a lot of TikTokers end up going to YouTube or Twitch, because they get that audience on TikTok and then they actually go and make legitimate money on another platform. But TikTok is also all about sponsorships. Like there are people who will get like $30, $40, $50,000 for one single 1-minute TikTok video. They were all, when TikTok went dark, what was it, last week?
Yeah.
A lot of the larger creators were actually leaking like, oh, it was a trend right before the platform went offline for the 16 hours, like how much they got paid the most. And somebody got paid like $120,000 for 30 seconds and they did a 60-second video.
And like, are these like high quality videos or like they absolutely
it's like,
trash?
oh, I have this product. Look at these mints. Oh,
That's
pretending
so
to eat a mint.
bad.
Oh, and
my
then like,
God.
and then companies like Wingstop will give them like gift cards with thousands upon thousands of dollars for a month worth of content. And then they get paid like millions of dollars just to basically buy food and eat the food.
We're
It's
doing
a
something
rabbit
wrong.
hole. Yeah. Starting next week, Side Scrollers is exclusive on TikTok.
Dude, I don't even have my own TikTok, but like sometimes I think about doing it, but then sometimes I'm like, what about my mental health? And so I just don't do it.
I just want to punch the wall really hard right now. Just
Wow.
it's like, fuck you. Fuck everybody. God. So
Wow.
mad. Unbelievable. Oh. Okay. Well,
So anyway, Netflix.
yeah. So Netflix raised the price.
Now we're just sad.
Yeah. Okay. So if anybody got an extra 50 to 75 grand around, so I can just post a shitty video on TikTok, that'd be great. Maybe Bob Iger does, because guess what? He gave himself a pay raise. Did you see the news about Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, jumped He gave himself a 30% pay raise. A 30% pay raise. Did you see the number, Vera, that he's working off of?
I didn't see the new number now.
Okay. Let's play the Price is Right game. How much money is Bob Iger making this year after his 30% pay raise?
Oh God, I have no clue. Let me think. Bob Iger, been in the industry for forever. 50 million.
Ooh, close. You overshot it just a little bit, but
Just a little.
Bob Iger jumped 30% to 41
Whew. I was
million.
getting close.
Like, okay, this 0.1 is still $100,000. like
Yeah.
that's the thing you got to remember when you see a 0.1. It's still $100K.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, unreal.
I can't say I'm particularly surprised because they had to bring him back. And then, of course, they extended his stay. But the word on the street, and this has been a rumor for about a year now, they want to get Andrew Wilson to be the next CEO. And he's EA. He's getting paid $45 million a year as well. So they would have to continue over the years until he actually joins to raise it to a point that he would be like, okay, I'll leave EA for this.
Rough stuff. Rough stuff.
I thought
man.
Disney had like a requisite that you had to be named Robert to be like CEO.
Yeah.
The next one is also Robert.
Right.
Call him
He's
Bobby.
changing his name.
Well, speaking of Disney, there's been a lot of changes that have been happening at the Disney parks. And I don't know, like this is such a non-thing for y'all, but this is a big thing for me personally. Because we saw the I don't know, maybe it is a big deal for y'all, but the closing dates for Muppet Vision 3D and Mama Melrose Ristorante Italiano have been announced. Now, what that means is, just for reference for everybody, if you've ever been to the Hollywood Studios, formerly the Disney MGM Studios, in that park right next to that's where they added the Star Wars land, and it's kind of, that studios have been kind of this, it had a clear vision when it started, but it's just kind of morphed into this thing over the years that it's like a half-day park that people go to. But the thing about Muppet Vision 3D is that when I interned at Disney World doing the college program 25 years ago, this is where I worked. I worked not at Muppet Vision 3Ds, but this is the area that I worked at. I worked actually at a shop outside of Mama Melrose's. So this is being shut down, and it'll be shutting down on June 7th. So it makes me super duper sad.
I've actually been to the Muppets when I was a kid. I was like 5. My mom and I went in there while my dad and my sister went to like some other ride. And obviously I was so young, so we did the Muppets, but it was so much fun. I remember them like grabbing my nose or whatever, like with the 3D effect. Like I felt like someone was grabbing my nose. And I actually to this day still have a lenticular pin of like the 3D Muppets from like when I was a kid. I refused to get rid of that pin just because like I loved it. It was great. It was me and my mom. I loved it. So that's very sad.
Aw, memories.
Yeah.
Memories. Do you have any memories of have you ever been to Disney World, Vera?
Nope.
Do you want to go to Disney World sometime?
Before it closes.
I've never been on a plane, so
What?
Yeah.
here we go.
Whoa,
Yeah.
hold on. Stop everything we're doing. Let's go down
Plane
the rabbit
talk.
hole.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I have no commentary to give.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Have you been outside your town? Your
Maybe
state?
once or twice.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Where's
Because
the
when
plane?
a plane breaks, it just goes down. You die. That's it. You just die.
This is true.
I'm not
Hold
about
on.
that life.
Sorry. Hold on.
Plane talk.
All right. Okay. Now we.
You know, you're not helping
Yes.
Vara at all
That's
with
exactly
this, overcoming
it.
the phobia of this. You're not helpful.
Well, it's not
Craig.
really a phobia. I've just never had anywhere specific to go.
But what about this one?
Plane talk.
Is that one better?
That one is a little better, I guess.
Oh, okay. Good. All right. Well, okay. Well, hold on. This is a big deal, Vera.
Is it?
Yes, it is. It is.
Why?
So
He's like, yeah, it totally is.
no.
When I've gone to Washington for Timcast and Pop Culture Crisis, I just take a train. It's 7 hours.
Yeah. You
It's
know
7 hours to me. I'm not getting on a plane. I mean, I will, but if I have to. I've just never had to.
I think we can make this happen, Vera.
We could.
I'm
definitely going to, what is it, Florida for Mario World? What is it called? I don't remember.
Epic Universe for Super
Epic
Mario.
Universe,
Nintendo
that's
Land.
it. Yeah, Nintendo Land.
Okay.
Definitely for that.
Okay. Like I said, we've been trying to get going with Universal for a while to do a show there. I think that'd be
They
fun.
won't even let me buy from them right now. Ugh.
Yeah, different department.
Your band.
No, they just won't sell stuff online. They're only doing in person because it's
Yeah.
brand new merch.
Well,
Stupid
Jay and I,
Florida.
so Jay, Drunk 3PO, and I have been kicking around this idea of doing like an arcade road trip. And now that I'm through like the Real Game Awards, I can kind of focus on some of this other fun stuff that we could potentially do. If we do a road trip, Vera, would you be interested in hopping in the car and riding around with us for a little bit and going from arcade to arcade?
Poor thing.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Wait, Vera, I'm sorry, Blabs, what'd you say?
I said, poor thing, Devar getting stuck in a car with you on a road trip. That's
Me?
Oh no, you have to join too. You don't have a choice.
I
Oh,
will
yeah.
not do a road trip. No.
I will make an extra stop in Blabs Land in Guam to pick you up. Let's go.
Get in the car. We're going
Just-
shopping.
Honk. Blabs. Anyways,
Yeah. No, I hate road trips, actually. I'd rather get in a plane.
you never been on a road trip with me though.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like kind of like a thing I don't want to do. I'd rather get in a plane. If you want to go on a plane with me, fine. I'll just, you sit there, I'll shut up and not talk to you. But road trips take forever. And then I'm so old that I have so many back injuries and stuff that I'm like, it'll just hurt too much. So I'd rather just get on a plane.
Grandma.
I am. I'm such a grandma.
Grammy Blabs over here.
Great Granny Blabs. That's true. When I put my glasses on, I turn into a grandma.
Oh, God. All right. Well, anyways, they're shutting down part of my life at Disney.
But anyway, road
It's-
trip.
Makes me sad, but it is what it is. They call that progress, if you will, which I don't like at all. Speedy Cake, I do like this with the $20 Australian money. Says the show was perfect. Craig, love the intro and Gundo's section. Yeah, man, it was fun to see him a part of it for sure. Ronnie Kennedy says the only thing that was missing from the Real Game Awards was Vera Dark. It's Vera with an A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
But
is
thank
with an
you,
A,
Ronnie.
But I was missing.
You were. Next year, you will not
Yeah.
be.
Nope, I will not.
If we do it live, see, that's the reason I got to get you on a plane to get you down, you down to the show. Matthew says, I watched the Real Game Awards last night on my way home from work, cheering enthusiastically in my car. It was a fantastic show. I hope to see an in-person show someday. Hopefully this next year. Yeah. Let me just close with this. The vision for the show has been a physical show for a long time, but the immediate response I saw last night was why? Like the flow of it was great last night. So why do we want to extend it out with a physical show? And I don't know, maybe I'll need to lay out my vision a little bit more for what this is going to be. And I'll do that soon. Kratos says, Montez, can we get a real Game of the Year edition of Black Myth Wukong? Well, maybe Montez, maybe Kratos will be able to get that from Montez. Thank you very much for that. ADDF Toxic says, was a fun show last night. I was excited and it exceeded my expectations. So thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Nathan says, when you're used to getting special treatment, equality feels like oppression. There are some people who live off what makes them special because in truth, they never were. Oof.
What makes me special and why I'm successful is because of my hair and my face and my gender.
That's right. Congrats. Were you talking to David Jaffe? Is that what you're doing? Yeah. Oh my God. What a fucking joke. The Asian guy says, did you hear game journalists saying Rockstar should sell GTA 6 Standard Edition for $100 and doing so will somehow save the gaming industry? Also had fun watching Real Game Awards and can't wait to see what you got for next year. Thanks, Asian guy. Yeah, we talked about the $100 price tag. Vera, what's your thoughts on the $100 price tag for video games?
Dumbest thing ever. People already don't want to spend 70, never mind raising the price to 100. Imagine if you just want to buy one video game a month. That's so much money every single year. That's $1,200. Who wants to do that? Okay, I get that they see a way to maybe increase money raised per person, but they are going to face massive problems if they do that, because then people are going to cut back on the amount of video games they play and just go to their backlog.
You know, somebody said this the other, I think it was RGT who said this on X when it comes to the $100 price tag of the potential $100 price tag for games. If you're having problems selling that many games to meet your numbers, you need to cut your budget. Like, you don't need a budget of, in GTA's case, whatever, $1 billion, you know, whatever, it's GTA. But these other games they're investing $50-100 million into these games, like, you got to sell a shit ton of games to break that even. So maybe instead of a $50 or $100 million game, you maybe develop it for $10 million or $15 million and cut off all the bullshit associated with it. You know, I don't know. It seems like a pretty logical stance.
Yeah.
Blabs, what game would you buy for $100?
Like an existing game that, oh yeah, I totally would spend $100 because it's such a good game, or like an upcoming.
Whatever. Anything.
Well, I don't really see myself buying $100 video game because nothing actually seems enticing in today's day and age. But bro, if I could get like the collection of the old EA games, like on PlayStation 1 or something, like the 3-pack that they used to sell, whatever it was, I'd spend $100 on that. Yeah.
What about you, Vera?
Well, my answer is already out, Elden Ring, and not out yet, Elden Ring 2. So
you do 100 bones for that?
I would spend $100 on From Software games, but they are the only company because I expect a certain level of quality from them, and they can at least almost always deliver. But besides that, that's it. Maybe also Game Science. They did fantastic with Black Myth Wukong, but even then, they only have one great game under their wings, so I can only give them so much credit.
I'm going to say something that is probably going to piss some people off. I'm okay with a $100 game, but it needs to be the exception and not the rule, right? That, like, standard games, your regular old game that's $60. Okay, that should be the standard price. But if you have a game like I don't know, whatever. Like, here's the thing. I have bought $100 video games. That right there, NBA Jam. Like, I bought that. That was $300, right? Now, that's the exception. And that's what I mean by the exception, something that you have emotional tie to. So I have spent that on video games before, but they should not be the norm by any means. And I think ultimately it comes back to, these companies watching their dollars and cents, so other people don't have to feel like they need to watch theirs when buying it. So we'll appreciate that. Brian says in the chat, that's a different thing. Yeah, I hear you on that. And that's what I said. It's the exception to the rule. So Cookie Kaiju says, let's go Montez. We're closing in. We'll get to Montez very shortly, I think. Marty Moriarty came in and says, congrats on the Real Game Awards. Super fun show. I will definitely be joining the next one. Montez, thank you. Appreciate that, Marty. The Titter Pig Rancher came in, says, don't sub to Netflix. They're partnered with Obama's propaganda company, Higher Ground Productions. Stop sending money to people who hate you. Give Barack and Michelle the Montez treatment. I'm not going to belly-to-back suplex Barack Obama. All right.
Where's Malik, though? Aha.
Dick. Yeah, there he is. That's right. Thank you. It's been a while since he showed up on the show. Glad he's here. That's an early side scrollers edition. Soon as Soul Silver says, I found traveling outside your continent is a great experience, especially when you travel at a young age. It's the best way to see different cultures firsthand. I just hate how expensive it is to fly now.
And they treat you like shit in the planes. It's like, bro, what the hell? It's like we have no options. So yeah, you get to treat us like shit, and we can't do anything about it.
Treat you
Crap.
What does that mean, Blaz? Like going in,
Dude,
like,
they're so rude. The flight attendants are rude. They stick you in these tiny ass little seats, and you're like, no, for 12 hours.
They do stick you in a tiny seat, but that's not the flight attendants, Blabs.
Well, no, the flight attendants are rude too. Like we had a really bitch one that like was smacking everybody because she was just so rotund and she couldn't fit on the aisles.
She's smacking people.
Yeah, with her hips because she was like wide.
Oh.
And she was actually rude. Like she like
I
actually
really thought
rude.
that someone was slapping you.
Right,
They
right.
walked by.
Put your hands in there. And they're so like Air Canada was so stupid that they are offering tuna wraps on a plane. Who the fuck
I
wants
remember
that?
the day that you said that, we were all visibly cringing. Oh, God.
Never again with Air Canada. The one time I tried them, that's it.
I just imagine this one portly lady walking down the
bro.
middle, and she's walking down and she sees poor old Blabs hunched in the corner over there trying for not to hit her shoulder, and she walks like, excuse me, miss.
I was on the window seat, so she was actually smacking my friend, and he was trying to sleep, and he couldn't sleep for 12 hours because he kept smacking. She just kept smacking him with her hips every time he was trying to sleep, and he had his elbows like on the armrest, thunk, thunk, and she was rude too. She was talking back.
Oh, well, maybe your friend shouldn't have been such a smart ass, huh?
He wasn't even being a smart ass. He was just sitting there. Dude, I swear. Listen, some of these flight attendants are insane. Have you seen the videos? They go batshit nuts.
They do.
Some do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the crazies. There's lots of crazies right now. Lots of crazies. Tyler says, fun fact, bundle a stick. Okay. Watch the real Game Awards and is bitching about it on X. Also Sanchez. Well, it's Montez. Thank you, Tyler. And awesome. Thanks for the views, guys. Appreciate that. Shane O'Mac says the the 100th game needs to be optimized and 100% bug free on the release date. No politics. You got to give the gamers what they want. No exceptions. Thanks, Shane O'Mac. Big Amish says, the day $100 games become the norm is the day I sail the black flag full time and never pay for a game again. Montez. Thanks, Big Amish. Yeah, I think we'll see piracy skyrocket.
I would never say piracy is good, but also maybe there's an argument there. Wink, wink.
Oh, my God. You know, I know firsthand. I've told the story before. So last night on the Real Game Awards, we showcased a trailer for the new Angry Video Game Nerd 8-bit game, right? I actually worked on and published the original Angry Video Game Nerd game back at Screw Attack. And when we released that game, there was data based off of how many people were playing your game that actually bought a copy versus pirated copy. And we did not do a good job of pirate protection, apparently, because over 90% of the people that played our game played a pirated copy of our game. 90%.
It's insane.
Yeah, it was very heartbreaking. Yes, it was very heartbreaking to see that for sure. Kratos came in and says, I spent $100 on Ocarina of Time remake in a world as big as Breath of the Wild. Oh, that's interesting. That and karaoke with a funny accent. Montez. I like that idea, an Ocarina of Time remake with a giant-ass Breath of the Wild style world.
I just want Twilight Princess. Anything Twilight Princess is up my alley.
What's your favorite Zelda game?
Twilight Princess.
Oh yeah, that's the top one, huh? What's number 2?
Probably Ocarina.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say something that pissed people off last time. I'm going to piss them off again. I played Ocarina of Time not too long ago, and I was like,
"Don't say it. Don't. I haven't heard you talk about this. Don't say it."
Vera, I was like, "This game's spectacular."
Oh, okay. All right. Yep. That's.
And
better.
it's aged great.
Yep.
And it holds up today better than it's ever held up. It's awesome.
That's right.
Israel Kansas. Happy Friday, Craig, Blaz, and Vera. The Real Game Awards are great. Let's go, Montez. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And look at this. Wow. Joey came in, says I would spend $100 if it were a collection of great games in a specific franchise. For instance, I would spend $100 on a classic Resident Evil collection that included RE1 and Resident Evil Code Veronica, or if Mortal Kombat released a collection of Midway era. Ooh, I like that idea, Joey.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd pay $100 for like Midway era Mortal Kombat remastered, but that'd be pretty cool, man. I would love to see a remaster of all the original Mortal Kombats. So
I think companies would be smart to sell more collections with some kind of exclusive content. I'm not talking about like, oh, tons of levels or anything, but like exclusive costumes. Imagine buying, I don't know, the Arkhamverse games for $50 because you can get them, most of them, for like $30 but
Mhm.
now. But if they had some extra content in that collection and then they were also remastered, like, I think that there is a market there. But we know how companies are. They're constantly pumping out remakes and remasters and giving you the lowest quality content because they're lazy.
that seems to be the regular trend in the gaming space is
Yeah.
lowest possible content for the most amount of money.
Yeah.
Yes. The value proposition isn't necessarily there. Speaking of games that didn't really have a good value prop, the new Mortal Kombat came out, and it is not done exceptionally well. MK1, it was kind of a reboot of the entire franchise, and there were some elements that people didn't necessarily agree with it in. But I'll tell you what, I saw this on my feed last night, and I thought that's pretty damn cool. This is we're gonna watch a video from IGN, and it's a couple minutes here. So I just want to kind of start and stop as we go along. It says there's a new ninja in town as part of the latest Mortal Kombat 1 patch. A new Easter egg was added that teases Floyd, a pink ninja that challenges you to a fight if you manage to complete a variety of secret challenges. Here's what we know. This harkens back to the old days of Mortal Kombat, the original, where Reptile was a secret character, and there was all sorts of crazy ways to. I believe the way you fought Reptile, if memory serves me correct, is in the original Mortal Kombat, you had to fight on the pit stage, get a double perfect with, and get a fatality while on the pit stage. A silhouette of a witch flies over the moon, I believe. It was really like convoluted, and it happened very rarely, which is why I'm like really excited about this. So do you have any, first and foremost, Vera, do you have any memories of playing Mortal Kombat? Did you like Mortal Kombat?
I didn't start playing Mortal Kombat until I'd say I was like a later teenager, because I the violence I consumed in video games originally was like Call of Duty. So a little bit different, but as I've gotten older, probably when I was like 16, I started playing Mortal Kombat and I fell in love with Mortal Kombat. So I don't have any like young childhood memories or anything like that.
I do. I was there when it first dropped, man.
Yeah.
And it was Mortal Kombat to me. It was obviously the Street Fighter competitor, but the big differentiator for me outside of the blood and everything was the block button. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around the idea of having to press a block button, which now it's a thing, right?
Right. Now it's pretty standard.
Yeah, pretty standard. Let's go and watch this video because I think this is really, really cool. And why is the guy named Floyd? Because the ninja is pink, like Pink Floyd. Get it? Yeah, funny. All right, let's see what we got.
I thought it was George Floyd.
Easter eggs are deep.
Of course you would, Blabs. You think that Mortal Kombat's throwing in Floyd, George? They already have a black ninja, Blabs. It's called Noob Saibot. Just saying. Ridiculous. Here we go.
Easter eggs are deeply ingrained in the history of Mortal Kombat, with even the very first game including teases to a secret ninja known as Reptile, with clues that would occasionally pop up, like "Look to La Luna." Well, secret ninjas have returned in the most recent update to Mortal Kombat 1, featuring a pink ninja named Floyd. Here's everything we know so far.
Okay, so this is really, really neat to me. I love that they've added this Pink Floyd ninja, but pay attention to how just absolutely batshit insane it is to unlock this character.
First off, before we even begin, a huge shout out to the Thinny on Twitter, who has done a ton of work in compiling all this information. Basically, there are 37 challenges tied to Floyd, all of which are compiled in this sheet that the Thinny has made. Only
look at how unbelievably convoluted this is.
Wow. Tisms.
Yes, the ridiculous tisms.
a few of these challenges seem to be active at a given time, and those active challenges differ from player to player. When you do complete a challenge, you'll see a little Floyd notification pop up along with a short guitar riff. You can get them in versus matches and in towers, and difficulty doesn't seem to matter. But do note that it logs the challenges for both player 1 and player 2 separately. Player 2 has a different set of challenges, and if you've logged in as a guest, progress will be reset if you turn off the game. It doesn't seem to be clear yet how many of these notifications you need to trigger the secret fight, but eventually, once you complete enough of them, Floyd will challenge you on a brand new stage called Fields, which is reminiscent of the field from the very first MK1 trailer. Reportedly, if you manage to beat him, you will unlock the stage. The best way that I've found to get these notifications to pop up is doing versus matches and just going down the list one by one. Personally, I've gotten the Floyd notification to pop up 4 times. Once for losing a match without a single attack, most likely satisfying the losing is winning challenge. Once by doing Melina's ball roll 8 times in a row for the Cabalin challenge. Once by winning a match with a flawless victory using all uppercuts.
Hold on, real quick. Listen to what he said. He had to do Melina's roll attack 8 times in a row. Like, who thinks of this shit?
Yeah.
I love it. I love everything about this.
Very tismed.
Very tism. Yes.
Yeah.
Like how stupid is it? It's so stupid. I love it.
Once by doing Melina's ball roll 8 times in a row for the Cabalin challenge.
Okay.
Once by winning a match with a flawless victory using all uppercuts for the I'm Down 2 challenge. And once for winning a match using only Scorpion's 3-3-3 combo. Likely.
Okay. Once again, like you have to do a specific combo. That's the only way you can win the match.
It's very specific.
Yes. It's so stupidly ridiculous. And the fact that somebody went through and found all this stuff, you go back and look at the guy's profile. It was he was like a reverse engineer and modder of games, and he went in and found all this stuff. It's like as close to the arcade as you can get, where it was just rumors, like, oh, did you hear about this? And that's what Mortal Kombat did so well. So that's why I'm actually genuinely excited about this absolute bullshit nonsense that they're throwing back in the game. It's really, really fun.
Satisfying the condition for the Kickin' It challenge. Much like Reptile in the first MK, occasionally Floyd will pop up at the start of a match to give you a clue to one of your active challenges. The Thinny says that there's a 2% chance of this happening after playing 100 ladder matches.
Math.
Okay, so only after you play 100 ladder matches is there a 2% chance that this happens. But after 400 matches, he is guaranteed to appear, and the counter resets, and you have to play 100 again. So you have to play 400 matches to do this.
And that after 400 matches, you're guaranteed to fight him, at which point the counter will reset. There's a lot that's still unknown about this Easter egg, but this is where we're at so far. We'll keep an eye on it and make another video when things get a little more clear regarding how exactly to unlock the Floyd fight. Until then, thanks for.
All right, so
I have a question.
Yes, Blabs, yes.
Is one of his fatalities or signatures going, I can't breathe or something?
No, Blabs, it's based off of
Blabs.
Pink Floyd, Blabs.
I know, I just wanted to do the joke. Okay, I'll go away now.
Part of me is, because I see that you're very excited for this, and part of me wants to be, but on the flip side, I don't have any sort of hype for modern Mortal Kombat anymore over the multiple releases with scummy business practices and predatory monetization and gender swaps and censorship and just ignoring fans' feedback. It's like, it's a cool addition, but it would not get me to play the game.
Right.
And that's what's unfortunate is like, I think that if they had initially had the cool features at release and all extra character, people would have been talking about it more. But on the flip side, you have all of these problems that have led to this point. So I can't really be all that excited.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
Totally do. And I think what they're trying to do is harken back to players who grew up with this.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Right? They're trying to get another, audience interested in the game, a nostalgic audience. But that's what they should have done from the get-go, is tried to ultimately pander to the audience that they had all those years ago. They should have been trying to capture our attention, but instead they wanted to reboot and refresh the franchise, and it hasn't gone well for them. So it's like they're getting desperate now.
This is like an ultimate achievement, right? You get your achievement. This is like one of those things that I guarantee you'll get some sort of achievement score.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what's the achievement that you spent the most time on, that you purposely went after? Because that to me, this is one of those things where you're like, badge of honor, right? There's got to be something that, Blabs, is there like a badge of honor achievement that you've gotten from playing any sort of game that you're like, that's it right there, I got them all, every single achievement? Same for you guys, chat. What about you? What's your greatest gaming, not necessarily achievement, but the achievement point score that you were able to accomplish? Vera, you got anything?
Probably going through all of the Arkhamverse games and collecting all like the Riddler trophies, and then the Nightfall Protocol ending was really cool, and it was slightly more difficult to do just because it took a lot of time. But I haven't really been an achievement hunter in years. I used to be, but then I started streaming games, and when I'm streaming 40 to 50 games a year, it's basically impossible to platinum games or go after achievements.
Blabs?
See, I used to do like the 100%, and that's what I really wanted. Like, that's what I strive for. I'm like, I'm gonna beat this game to 100%. But after a while, a lot of these achievements were very boring and really annoying to get through. And like Vara says, when you start streaming the games, you really can't like be doing that when you're streaming, because it's not very fun for you. It's not very fun for the chat. Certain achievements,
unless that's your thing. Like, oh, I love Elden Ring, and so I'm going to get all of the achievements. Otherwise, it's very difficult. Imagine me having to sit through and get all the achievements for Veilguard. How about no?
Yeah.
How about no?
Yeah, so I used to do like the 100% stuff, but not anymore. But I don't know, like greatest gaming achievement? I don't know, I guess Castlevania, because fuck that game.
You just beating Castlevania 1?
Yeah.
I hear that. While we're on, I was looking at Mortal Kombat 1 sales. What do you think the sales were for this Mortal Kombat 1 game? Any ideas, Blabs, for how many games it sold? I'll tell you, it's not as many as you think it would. Not as many as you think.
Didn't it do pretty badly?
I think it underperformed. There was a lot of pushback on it.
Spectacularly, I thought. Like 2024 from Warner Brothers Games was just shit.
Well, there's it was released in 2023, and then it took a while. It's the 12th installment in the franchise. 12th Mortal Kombat. That's crazy.
Came out in 2023 already?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Vera, you got any guesses on that? How many games it sold?
I would probably say like 3 million.
It's a good guess. 4 million. It sold just over 4 million copies globally as of August 16th, 2024. So, and I personally like to see these things thrown in. Will it get me to go buy this game? Probably not. I'm not a huge... The last Mortal Kombat game I really got into was Mortal Kombat 9. I loved Mortal Kombat 9. But it kind of lost me at X, and then whatever, X+1, whatever, however they title them. But I love this stuff. I love to see something so ridiculous, autism-y, whatever the word is, that you're going to see people do this. And I love the idea that it's part of the game, but it's also part of the marketing and just getting people talking about it. So very fun stuff. Cool. Brett became a brand new member. Thank you, Brett. And gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you, Brett. That's awesome. Good for Carpet University. He says, currently in the hospital for a couple weeks, dealing with a lung infection and a gallbladder issue. Your show is what helped me get through these afternoons. Carpet University. Shit. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully we can help power you through, and really appreciate the support, and take care of yourself out there in the old hospital, man. Hopefully they got some good food for you there. Prayers up for Carpet University. Tanushi says Craig's praise for Ocarina was like the intro for a Monty Python clip. I can't tell a lie. Spear tip comes next to the presenter said, I love Monty Python. Montez. Speaking of Montez, we hit our goal, which is great. So we'll get to that in just a second. Dirtus King came in and says, Veilguard is wrong about Twilight Princess. It's the greatest hits of the 3D Legend of Zelda. It's threadbare and soulless Zelda game that is only remembered because of its Midna design. Wind Waker and Majora's Mask are much better. Oh, look at that.
That is a maidenless bozo take. Worst take, even worse than Craig's take.
Yeah. Hey, we're on the same. Hey, Dirtus King.
You're both maidenless bitches.
We're maidenless bitches. Let's go. All right.
What kind of take is that? I mean, I love Majora's, but come on now. Twilight Princess is soulless. L.
Wow. Dirtus
Chat,
King.
we need to ratio him. L plus ratio. Bad take.
Damn.
Dirtus King, I'm sorry. Vera just wrecked your.
Do you want some ice, bro?
I'm just kidding.
Wrecked your Zelda affiliate.
I'm partially kidding.
Yeah, right. Okay. Thank you,
Well.
Dirtus King. Go Kai Silver says, "Hey Craig, first of all, great job on the Real Game Awards. But how do you feel about Sony announcing the end of Blu-ray production? You know, I saw that yesterday. That was going to be a quick hit yesterday. Did you see they're ending all Blu-ray DVDs, Vera?
Can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah. How do I feel about it? You know, I love the idea of physical, but it's the way it's going. And the fact, like, Blu-ray DVDs and just CDRs and DVD-Rs, those are all like really cheap. You know, you can buy like a spindle of them for not a whole lot of money. But my only question is, why do you need a spindle of them in 2025? You know?
Yeah.
Look at this. Raider came in with the $53, very specific, $53.81 message. Nothing. Didn't say a damn thing, Raider. Thank you so much for that incredible support. And give it up for those assets for you. Raider, thank you very much for that great support. We genuinely appreciate that over here. And David says, so the original Mortal Kombat 1 gets a half man, half reptilian creature that eats flesh, human flesh, and the remake gets a pink ninja with a rainbow black backdrop.
Netherrealm.
Oh, that's good. Thank you, David. That's great. And John came in and says, I bought the Persona Dancing Collection for $100. It's 3 games, a Persona 3, 4, and 5. And it was the only way to play Persona 4 on PS4 because previously it was only on Vita. There you go, John, picking up for 100. We did hit our goal today, Vera, which is great. Our goal of our Montez goal. I may start another one because you guys have been so nice today. Vera, you get to pick where Montez goes. Will he go to Will he go to the Mushroom Kingdom? Will he go to Dustborn? Will he go to the Moon, Mortal Kombat, or Street Fighter?
Dustborn.
Oh, Montez, where are
Sorry.
you?
You are racist.
Oh my God. Love it. Love it. Guys, thank you very much. More Montez potentially. We'll start up another goal. Why not? Because you guys have been excellent. Thank you very much for your support today. Montez he'll end up anywhere, won't he? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That crazy guy, that Montez. All right. Once again, we can see every super chat. We'll get to every single one. Every direct donation, we'll get to every one of those, and Rumble rants. So thank you guys very much for your support. We genuinely appreciate it over here on the show. You guys allow us to do this on a day-to-day basis. All right, Blabs, where do we want to go? Do you want to talk about this WB Games head leaving, or
Sure.
You want to talk about that real quick? Okay.
Yeah, it's just a quick hit. So everyone, yesterday, WB Games announced that their president, David Haddad, is leaving the company. They're not really giving you a reason or anything why. They're just saying he's graciously leaving at a time that benefits everybody, like a downtime, I guess. Yeah, but honestly, as Vara said backstage, after 2024 year, what did you really expect? Because it was just flops after flops after flops. And so, yeah, that is their release of 2024. And the only thing that I've heard that was good of 2024 was the Batman Arkham Shadow on MetaQuest 3. That's the only thing that I heard was actually a good game. So everything else flopped. Shout out WB Games.
Do you think change in leadership will help WB Games' direction at all, Vera?
No. So, my chat, and I'm sure many people here that maybe even don't watch me on a regular basis now, I have talked a lot about Rocksteady and Kill the Justice League, and the when it comes to Rocksteady internally, they've been in nightmare mode, and because of David's decisions when it came to who he appointed when the Rocksteady co-founders had left back in 2022, that had led to a lot of panic internally. And then, of course, they continued on because they're not just going to cancel a game outright. And then Kill the Justice League ended up releasing, and that lost hundreds of millions of dollars. So he, it seems, is the one taking the fall, and he should be the one to take the fall, just like Corinne Bush should be the one who's primarily taking the fall for Dragon Age the Veilguard's failure. These people are individuals who are completely out of touch with gamers now and who do not know what we will and will not buy and what we want and ultimately what makes a game sell. And so when you're hiring lots of activists who are more worried about pushing a political agenda over making genuinely amazing entertainment, you end up in this situation. And I have insiders at Rocksteady, and I have talked to them, and right now, Warner Brothers Games is trying to, first of all, get back people who had left the studio back in 2022 to come back on for a new game. But they are talking about an Arkham Asylum remake, and they're also discussing continuing the Arkhamverse. That's why they brought Batman back. Initially, it was supposed to, Kill the Justice League was supposed to end with Batman being a playable character, and it was going to lead into another game, but then they did not have the money, and it is partially because of David Haddad. He's the one who said, okay, you have X amount of dollars, you can do whatever you want with it, and he wasn't overseeing really anything that was going on, and they kept losing talent, they kept hiring more activists, and well, when you are putting a gender-swapped lesbian Mrs. Freeze and a soy boy Joker into a game, you deserve to fail, and he did. He's taking the blame, and I just think that for Warner Brothers Games in totality, they are going to have to do a major shift in very quickly, but even so, I don't know how easy that is going to be for new leadership with all of the plans they have in the works and the size of the failures they faced in just 2024 alone, even with a game like Multiverses.
You know, I'm interested to see kind of what games they have on the horizon. 2025 games, because you're right. Heads do need to roll when it comes to this, and it's always parting. It's the right time for everybody. That's what happens when you're like an executive at, you're like a C-suite level executive at these companies. It's all posturing and making sure that everybody looks okay and, on the way out. So,
but what's really ironic about this, sorry, Craig, to interrupt, is that like they said that they want to focus on like a live service like Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Their biggest selling game was Hogwarts Legacy in 2023. And it's like, so you don't want to focus on something that made you a shit ton of money. You want to focus on something that flopped. And I'm like, that's funny.
Well, there is a problem where they initially never planned to make any DLC or even a sequel to Hogwarts Legacy, but because it did so well, they had to shift their plans because they were going to, as far as I'm aware, not do a direct Hogwarts Legacy sequel, but they were going to do something else within the same universe, obviously, that was similar, but it was going to be more of like an MMO style game because that's closer to their live service focus. But then, of course, Hogwarts Legacy did insane, and now they're greenlighting sequels, and they're trying to figure out a follow-up.
Well, I just think it's ironic, though, still, that like, we're going to do a live service flop. That's what we're going to focus on. $200 million down the drain. Yes.
Well, what's interesting about this, I mean, there's definitely games that are in development for Warner Brothers games. The problem is that there's been 0 games announced for 2025 for Warner Brothers games. I was just like, I wonder what games are coming out. And according to Brave, like there's not a single, no information available for provided context as far as games for 2025. So maybe I'm wrong. That's just a quick search, but I mean, I think that speaks more volumes. I mean, they're definitely developing some things behind the scenes, but you would think if they have anything on the docket for this year, we would probably know about it at this point.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, it takes them years to release games now. Like each one of those games, for the most part, is like 8 years in development. So there's definitely working on stuff we just don't know. And I'm literally looking, and the only game that they basically announced besides like Hogwarts Legacy 2 is Wonder Woman, and it just says to be announced.
right.
Oof, that's in dev hell.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun.
All right. Well, let's move on to a game that is releasing, and that is Avowed. Vera, your thoughts on Avowed first and foremost?
I am not hyped for it at all whatsoever. I could not, if they decided to cancel it tomorrow, I would not care.
I think that there's people that are excited for this game. I think there's people who are going to be extremely underwhelmed at this game when it comes out. From what I've been told, it's fairly mid. By mid being it's like a 6 or a 7, you know, that's just kind of what I've been told. So, but what's interesting about this is what comes when you buy the game. So let's say you want to go out and pick up this game for your Xbox Series X. This game is releasing February 13th. Well, we now know what's going to be picked up if you buy, if you pick it up. So Avowed is set to release on the Xbox Series S and PC February 13th. If you buy one or more of the expensive special editions, the standard edition is out February 18th, right? So there we go. It's got physical and digital, and they break down what's in each one of them. So you pick it up for speaking of $100 games. If you want a physical copy of Avowed, the premium edition is your only option.
Oof.
It's the only option is the premium. But note that it doesn't come with a disc. It comes with a digital code for the game, plus some physical and digital extras. Here's what you get in the premium edition steelbook. So you're more or less buying a $95 steel case.
Yeah.
For a premium code, for a code. A digital code with a premium edition of the game, the premium edition steelbook, the holder of said nothing, up to 5 days early access. You get a map of the living lands.
Wow, a map. I'd rather have a fucking disc.
Right. I'd like to own my fucking game. A letter from the developer. Hooray. And access to digital art book and soundtracks, and 2 premium skin packs for your companions. So there we go. This goes back to the digital versus physical argument. I'm actually kind of shocked that they would sell you a steel book with a map and a letter of the developer for $95. Vera.
I'm actually not.
No, you're not, huh?
No, because physical games don't even release fully anymore. You always have to update them day one, and there's some patch or whatever. So it's like,
well, right.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It is a problem. I personally will always go out of my way to buy physical if a game is being made and there's a physical version. I am a firm believer in physical media. Unfortunately, it's not going to be around forever because, people want convenience and they want to buy digital. I understand, and it's much cheaper for companies because they don't have to worry about production costs, but this is absolutely pathetic. If you are going to sell people a case, if you are going to give them physical items like maps, I would rather you cut the map and actually give me a game on a disc. And yes, day one patches do exist, so it's not like when you're buying a game it's all on the disc. I mean, that very rarely happens now, but if you're going to market a physical version and it's a premium, it's not even a standard edition, you need to be putting it on a disc.
Agreed. I like how in the article they do quotations for physical too, because it's not even physical. Like,
Yeah.
physical.
Right, you get a box. Congratulations.
Yeah. It's stupid.
It is stupid. But they also are very proud. You know, obviously with any sort of RPG like this, there's the character creator, right, aspect, and they have shown off the character creation menu for the first time, as well as some of the characters that you can potentially create over on X. They said over here, nice little setup here. You got your different, nobles and your vanguards and war heroes, right? So you can go in here, but they also down below showed off some of the different fun creations you can have here. Which this is where we're going with this. Vera, does this look, I just wanted to throw this out there and get your thoughts on it. I mean,
I will say that I think that they look pretty high quality. It's just that they all look bad. They're designed very poorly, but visually, like the graphics, they don't look bad.
Yeah, I agree with you on that for sure. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that they don't look bad. You know what they do look?
Like the image on the top right. Look at how detailed her hair is. That's really detailed. It's just that the design choices are absolutely terrible.
You know what they do look? They look androgynous.
They do.
They look very
that's
androgynous.
A great way to put it.
Very generic.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right.
Very modern audience RPG.
This guy has
lazy
facial hair, right? Well, I'll say, that's a really interesting way to say it. Like the most detailed generic characters ever, if that makes sense. But they did throw out some other ones like this guy here. This is a Moss Man here. So there's that. I mean, that's kind of interesting, I suppose, if you want that to be your character. And then my boy Destin created this one, which was close to being in a thumbnail, but I guess he had some time with the game. So if everybody wants to stare at that,
wait, what? Destin made that?
Yeah.
As a troll? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know. He's just maximizing the character creator. So
Jesus.
That. Yeah. She looks like that 80-year-old lady who died from plastic surgery a couple weeks ago. Remember that story?
The cat woman.
Yeah. Well,
tough.
Avowed comes out in just a few weeks, guys. So if you want your characters to look like that, you can.
I can't wait to play it. This is the one problem that I have with being a gaming streamer is I have to play this trash. I have to play Avowed. I have to play Assassin's Creed Shadows.
No.
Yes, I do. Because I think it's only fair that if I talk about something, I play it and give it a chance.
That is very fair of you. That is very fair of you.
There are some games that I just don't get a chance to play because there's so many games that come out. But for the most part, like if I'm going to talk about Dustborn, I'm going to give it a shot. If I'm going to talk about Veilguard, I'm going to play it. And it sucks, but I view it as if I'm buying one copy and I'm streaming it to, let's say, 100 people, that might be 99 copies that are not sold. And ultimately that costs these companies so much money. And that's a big win in my opinion. Or if the game is good, you guys see that it's great. And then you go, oh yeah, I do want to support these devs.
That's a really good way to look at it. And I appreciate that about you, Vera. I really do. That's a great way to look at it. ADDF Toxic says, I think a map could be cool, but if we're talking about the expense of a physical game disc, physical soundtrack, and a physical art book, that's not worth it. Physical music especially is not even a live. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Suffer So Proud says, I know this would be another remake, but darn it, I wish for Nintendo to remake OG Zelda. Same enemies, same landmarks, and secrets, weapons with dark, gritty graphics. No Wind Waker graphics. Oh, he hates the Wind Waker. Thank you so much.
Wind Waker isn't bad.
Nathan says WB Games has been low key one of the worst game publishers in the industry for over a decade now. Look up the horrible launch for Arkham Knight on PC and the paid reviews debacle for Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Nathan. Appreciate that. All right, let's keep on moving. Let's go. Okay, we talked about this briefly yesterday, actually a little bit more than briefly, but we got a little more data on this Dragon Age Veilguard story. Yesterday, it came out that they had only sold about 1.5 million copies of the game, right? It says Dragon Age Veilguard reportedly missed EA's expectations with around 1.5 million players, meaning that their expectation was 3 million units sold, which they obviously didn't hit, right? And then we saw the idea of the stock price take a massive hit yesterday. And you know what? It's continued. Here was the stock price yesterday, and it has continued to fall, right? So we talked about this briefly yesterday of like, oh my gosh, that's insane. What does that look like from a market value perspective? Well, numbers have been attached to this, and the numbers of that drastic loss. When you look at the month-long, this is their this is not good. This is 1 month ago. Here is today, right? This dip in market cap right here has cost EA $6 billion.
So crazy. I mean, they deserve it though. And that's what's sad is I don't want companies to fail. I want companies to make money. I want companies to keep making amazing games because I love video games, but they are getting what they fucking deserve. So I can't sit here and defend them because if they had come out with a Dragon Age game that we had been waiting a decade for, they wouldn't be in this situation.
Right. And then when they come out with the game, you know, I say this pretty much every show, right? You got to be interested in what's in the window before you go in the store, right? And the window now is social media, and you see clips of things like this, where obviously the misgendering scene from this. Just a quick refresher for everybody.
It's not just about power. Solus has messed up Algernon's plans before. Nothing's bigger than dragons. But they're clever enough to take flight once they smell danger. Algernon smelled danger.
Whatever the reason, we made it through. And this time, no dragon escaped.
Thanks to Tosh.
That's why we recruited her.
Actually, Tosh uses them for themselves now.
They asked us to let folks know, so now you do.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you for telling me. That's why we recruited them.
So what's our next move, Rook? Arlithin, right?
I mean, what the fuck?
Wait. What was that thing that just popped up? Is that like an in-game thing?
Yep,
Yes.
that's in-game.
That's an achievement?
Well, it's not an achievement, but it's just kind of telling you the skill tree of what happened.
Oh my god, I thought it was like an achievement unlock, like your identifications. I was like, whoa.
Right. And
So what's our next move, Rook? Arlithin, right?
Lame.
I'm pulling a barf!
but so we go back to this idea that what the news we saw a couple days ago was the person behind this, the lead writer of Dragon Age Veilguard, Corinne Bush or whatever they, them, he, her says their name is, they left the company, right? They left the company because, hey, they wanted to explore new RPGs. You think that they really left the company because they wanted to explore RPGs? Or do you think they left the company because they knew they were going to lose $6 billion because the game flopped so bad?
When you are part of a legendary studio, a studio that people know like BioWare, you don't just leave for a better opportunity. What better opportunity is there? What other company can rival the status of something like BioWare? Well, granted, modern BioWare is very bad and has been tanking in the eyes of fans for years now, but it's still the name BioWare. You don't just leave to casually go do something else. Now, I'm sure that they have been for months considering leaving, but now that they see that the game is a surefire fail, they're like, I'm out. I've got to go. Or maybe they were actually fired instead of quit. Wouldn't be shocking. They can say that it was voluntary all they want. It just seems like so ridiculous. It just seems like it's cap.
Well, if you recall, there was a lot of people who people loved this game. As a matter of fact, Vera, do you remember the phrase that we heard consistently from all the reviewers, all the traditional access media?
It's a return to form.
That's right. It's a return to form from Checkpoint Gaming, PlayStation Universe, Digital Trends, IGN, Pure Xbox. It's a return to form.
Yep.
Yeah. which is amazing. So the return to form is a catastrophic failure. And as you know, I've been following this guy for a little bit. Legendary Drops. I don't know if you've seen any of his content online, but he's a great YouTube channel, great commentator. He says it's wild to see the outlets calling Dragon Age: The Veilguard a return to form for BioWare now have nothing to say as to why the game failed. It's almost like maybe the game wasn't very good. Thanks to Legendary Drops. Appreciate that.
I mean, hey, Jason Schreier just a couple of months ago was saying get woke, go broke, to the top charts. And then he said, I actually don't like the game very much. I don't even know if he played it. But he said, I like seeing you chuds get dunked on. I like seeing the mainstream shills get absolutely dunked on now, especially Jason Schreier. I don't like him. I've never liked him. He's had to be blocked for years and years and years, but Jason Schreier is now getting pointed and laughed at, and he deserves it.
Yeah, we have this. Remember, he was talking about how great it sold. Get woke, go brr, or top of the charts. Well, top of the charts didn't do enough for it, did it? Didn't quite do enough for it. So there's where we're at. So good on Jason Schreier, retreating into the safe space of blue sky over there.
Yeah.
So, good for him.
Bye-bye, loser.
Well, see you later. Yeah, there we go. Yep, we got this from this as well. Thank you for that. It's great. Yes, this was his tweets here. So, bye-bye. That's right, losers. But at least, hey, Vera, at least the chuds got owned.
Yeah.
That's right. Good for them. Good for them. All right, let's do a quick recap of everything we saw yesterday. Actually, we didn't see during the Xbox Developer Direct. But it was live during our show. So I think it's important that we do talk about these things because there was a lot of stuff that was announced, 4 big games, and they started off with a bang. Did you see the announcement of Ninja Gaiden 4 coming to Xbox or whatever they call an Xbox these days?
I streamed the event.
Mm-hmm. And I did see you. I did see your streaming. What were your thoughts?
I was pleasantly surprised. I think that 2 of the games only looked okay. I mean, South of Midnight is a sweet baby title I have no hype for. It seems really low quality.
It looks terrible.
And Expedition 33, I just feel a little bit confused with like the theme, and it seems more of a movie game because they highlighted a lot of cinematics, but I'm still pretty excited for it. And then obviously Doom the Dark Ages, big W, probably going to be the game of the year contender for me. And I am really hyped for Ninja Gaiden. And I think probably this weekend I'm going to stream 2 Black because they also shadow dropped that.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. I was like, oh shit.
That was crazy.
Man, that's cool to see. Yeah, this was a really strong presentation for Xbox. We dunk on Xbox all the time, but I mean, you got to be honest, like that's pretty good. Bringing Ninja Gaiden back with a proper installment of putting a number behind it with 4, that's pretty damn cool.
One thing that I was actually pretty shocked at is there's a big game that is supposed to be releasing this year that they didn't show off. Do you know what game?
No, what's that?
Fable.
Oh, yeah.
Fable is on their 2025 slate, and it's been on their 2025 slate for 2 years now. We haven't heard anything about it. We haven't gotten any updates, any new trailers. I think they're going to delay it to like 2027 at this rate.
Man, that'd be crazy. Like,
yeah,
Fable was big when it first came out. It was like, oh, a big deal. But I was like, I feel like it's kind of worn out its welcome. I don't know, it's seen better days, I guess, is maybe that's a better way of saying
Yes.
when it comes to Fable. So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of games that have worn out their welcome, let's talk Assassin's Creed Shadows. And that game's not even out yet because that was also they had a big 2-hour presentation yesterday with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Did you get to see any of the gameplay there?
Love it. I love Assassin's Creed Shadows. I love that I have to sit through all of this footage and watch it, and I can't wait to play it. It's gonna be great.
Here's some footage that they put out here, man. This is they actually retweeted this guy. This is an official retweet from Voyager's Revenge. It says Assassin's Creed Shadows takes combat to a whole new level, mixing in acrobatic parkour gameplay and variety of fighting styles. By the way, huge thanks to Ubisoft for inviting us to get our hands on it early. Once again, this to its core is Access Media right here.
Yes, it is.
Just so you know. Here we go. Let's check it out. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry, real quick. Did we hear the sweet beats in the background? Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if that was in the game or if that was just an edit. So I'm going to bring that down regardless. Because if you recall, they did have some sweet ninja beats in the early gameplay of it. So
Very Japanese.
What's that?
Very Japanese.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Very historically accurate.
Yeah, it's all the time. This is
I really like the fat kids in this game.
Well, we'll get to the fat. Yeah, we'll get to the fat kids in a minute for sure. So,
is that a bat?
Yeah, pretty standard weapon, you know. But yeah, well, let's talk about that. There's your sliding and gliding. Wait, hold on. What the fuck just happened there? Hold on. I would love to see went from here to. Okay, that's got to be an edit.
It's got to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because that came out of nowhere. All right. Doing a little slide and running and jumping and up and down, and here we go. So there we go. That's your Assassin's Creed gameplay we saw yesterday.
I watched a good back and forth yesterday when we were live, and like I said yesterday, it was heavily focused on the girl that we are now looking at right now, and barely touched on Yusuke, whatever the hell his name is, barely. And they were doing that all, I'm pretty sure, for like PR, playing it safe.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was funny.
Well, I'll tell you what. One thing that they're big on when it comes to Assassin's Creed is representation.
Mm-hmm.
And this took place in a time where people were rationing food. This was food was not available to everybody like it is today. We're very lucky to live in a time frame where you can be fat from overeating, but that wasn't always the case. Yeah, I know. Like, look, we all know America. We love our food, right? We all have a few pounds we can lose. We get it. Apparently, that's the case in Assassin's Creed Shadows too, as we've seen these little folks. As Assassin's Creed Shadow decided they want to represent fat people in an era where Japanese people were rationing food to survive the harsh winter. So these are some of the
Porky-kun and Porky-chan.
Yeah.
And the best part is this: I found this tweet when I was searching like Assassin's Creed Shadows on Twitter, and this was like one of the top things that I saw.
I bet Ubisoft is panicking because they can't get away from controversy. Whenever they show any new piece of content, they just continue to get roasted.
This was, when they rolled out the trailer for this and they showed the little Asian kid on the front, like the general thought was like, I'd play a game with this kid. Like, I would love to play a game with this kid. Assassin's Creed, just
Japanese Goonies, hell yeah.
Let's go. Speaking of goons, I saw this tweet from Games Radar, which Games Radar, they're ideologically captured for sure. But that didn't prevent them from highlighting Assassin's Creed Shadows sneaking and how it's next level. Tell me what's going on in this clip.
Well, that is very next level.
Why do you think they put a 20-second clip up of her ass on screen?
I mean, you can barely even see it, like the details of her ass.
There we go.
I don't
saying.
know how the people in the mainstream media could feel good about themselves and like they're doing a good job when they are just clearly shilling for companies. Like, we're talking about sneaking and crawling mechanics that have been in games for forever. Like, this
Right.
is not revolutionary. This is not unique. This is not special. And yet they're still saying that it is.
Right. That's
I like that.
exactly the response here. Apparently, Metal Gear Solid, Splinter Cell, and Thief never existed and have done this for more than 20 years, right? It's like, oh my gosh, yes, we literally did this in Ghost of Tsushima 5 years ago, right? So
What do you think the slogan's gonna be for this game?
for what? Assassin's Creed Shadows?
Yeah, like the PR. You know how like they all have like these type of models. We just did the one for Dragon Age.
No, it'll be Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're not racist. Or Assassin's Creed Shadows.
We're sorry.
Please buy our game. Please.
It is an interesting question, though. I really wonder what they're gonna say, like as like the go-to phrase that everyone has to put.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Please stop.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're sorry.
Uh-huh.
Well, they were very excited because they had, the 2-hour presentation. And look, admittedly, the game shot up in sales. 20-hour later update. Number 1 in the UK, Germany, France, Spain, Italy. Number 3 in the US and Canada. And the game is also the number 1 most pre-ordered on the PlayStation Store across all regions worldwide. So, hey, the marketing propaganda that they put out yesterday, it worked. People were interested and they went out and they wanted to pick it up.
But that's also because they canceled all the previous pre-orders, right? So everyone was like, shit, I need a pre-order again.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yep. I mean, they did cancel all of them, so.
But if you recall about 10 minutes ago when we were discussing Veilguard, didn't they also go to the top of the charts? Weren't they the number 1 game? And that turned out to be how many dollars lost? $6 billion, right?
Yeah.
So one day of success is great. Show us long term here, and we'll see how it goes. They really, Ubisoft is in a really
they're doing phenomenally well. What are you talking about?
Okay, just strictly hypothetical here, Vera. Ubisoft shits the bed. This game comes out, it doesn't do very well. What's the turnaround time? Let's say a month in April, right? We're looking at April. This game is underperformed. How quickly before Ubisoft is either sold or has some sort of drastic business decision made?
Probably the end of Q2.
So by the end of June?
Yeah, I'd say the middle of the year, because it will unless they delay it again, it will have already been out for a few months. They'll be able to kind of test the waters of how it went and where they see sales going, because maybe they will see a steady uptick. I think that it is going to initially sell because there are, let's be honest, a lot of normies out there who do not follow the culture war, who do not really look at social media and follow these company accounts. They don't know about what's going on, and Assassin's Creed is a very big name. So I do think that it is going to sell, but when you're dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into a game and you've delayed it several times, in my opinion, again, I don't know for sure, but you face a very tough time with actually getting people who are aware of the situation to buy your game, and I don't think they're going to.
That's interesting. And
yeah, I think normies will buy it, but I think a lot of people who understand the culture war and what's going on will decide not to. Now, if that will make a difference compared to the normies, we won't know for a few months.
I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat here. Just as we were talking about this, I was thinking about this idea. Sometimes in business, there are what they're called shotgun agreements. And those shotgun agreements they're triggers for when something does or does not happen.
Yeah.
The idea that we have an agreement in place if X happens, or if Y happens, or doesn't happen. I'm just throwing out the possibility of maybe there's an agreement in place right now that if Ubisoft doesn't hit X number of sales with Assassin's Creed Shadows, then it triggers Y.
Yes.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I'm strictly speculation, but it may be worth exploring. So just curious.
Yeah, I mean, there have been rumors circulating for, I'd say, a good 6 months that Tencent and the Guillemot family wanted to, bring it private. And they, back in, I believe it was 2021 or 2022, they were worth $12 billion. Now they're worth under $2 billion. That is insane for a market cap difference.
Yeah, it is. That is a shit ton of money.
They can't go much lower. They went to being the biggest company, or one of the biggest companies in the industry, to now they have serious competition because, yeah, I mean, $2 billion is still a lot, but then you're getting overshadowed by tons of companies like Nintendo's and Sony's and Microsoft's, and it's not good for them.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out more here in just a couple, about 6 weeks or so when the game is released. Yeah. So they're already trying to change the perception of the game with a little bit of publicity from their Access Media friends, and we'll see how it goes. Everybody, stop what you're doing, because holy shit, GME64. Whoa, we got a new one.
No, this one's been there for a bit.
The rare 2-hundo, the extremely rare 2-hundo.
Yeah, damn.
Came in and says Twilight Princess, top tier game.
True and real.
But Skyward Sword, rock bottom tier game. Look at that.
I just got done streaming Skyward Sword. It's good. I don't know. I think you need to give it another chance, but I'm trying to stream through the entire child timeline. I love Zelda.
Blabs, can we see that reward one more time, just for giggles and shakes? Oh my god!
Those jiggle physics.
Yeah, that's using the.
You're welcome. I did some good editing. She's there 3 times.
It's quality editing right there. Wow. Okay. Give it up for GME64 with the ridiculous $200 super chat. That is incredibly generous, and we thank you greatly, friend. That is spectacular. All right.
Stick around Brown on the YouTube size. I appreciate her personality.
Great personality.
Lady.
Great personality. Yeah, wonderful. All right. Wow. Okay. With that said, I'm shocked and in awe of what we just witnessed there. Excellent. Also, Nameless came in and says, "Hey, Side Scroller, shout out to the It's Based Game Jam coming up this Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you all there." Thanks, Nameless. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm aware of the It's Based Game Jam. Good luck to them. Robert Carter says, "Fun insider baseball for y'all. EA has a bigger flop coming this year. New Battlefield, a disaster that may be worse than Concord. EA currently in panic mode, pulling devs from all studios to firefight." Wow, really? A bigger flop than Concord? Is that possible?
I mean, you didn't think it was possible, and then it happened, right? So
that's true. Wow.
Also, fuck Battlefield. I'm just saying, because they stopped like live service on 2017 Battlefront for fucking Battlefield, and then that flopped, and it's like you finally had a decent game, EA.
Wow.
Finally did it, and then you fucked it up. So fuck them.
I was sad about Battlefield 2042. It was supposed to be this big, expansive game with like these fire tornadoes and earthquakes, and then it came out and it was buggy, it was broken, it was unplayable.
EA sucks.
And then it died. Yeah, EA does suck.
Robert, if you know something, feel free to reach out to me, man. If you got the inside baseball, please let us know. Kingslayer is a brand new member. And Shane came in with the nice 10 over on Rumble. Says, "To be honest, I hope Warwick Davis reprises his role as Leprechaun 5 in the Hood for Assassin's Creed Shadows." That's really nice of you. Thank you for that. That's great. You guys are silly. Hey, look at this nice little red super sticker. That's awesome. And then they just came with the wibble wobble. I can't say your name, but I appreciate your support. All right, let's get to some super chats. This is awesome. We always like to give our guests the opportunity to bounce, but
I'm good. I can stay.
I love it. I love that you stick.
Last time I didn't. I was so busy. It made me sad, but I'm here.
Sad day. Well,
yeah.
Blabs, let's get to some super chats here, guys. And I'll tell you what. That massive GME came in. I'm in the mood for some more Montez for that. Blabs, you get to pick.
Oh, well, obviously Mario then.
Fire away.
Oh, me? Okay, hang on.
Bitch!
I like that one.
It is good.
You know, my favorite thing about that one is when Mario hits the Karen, you can hear the like it's
splat.
It's pretty great. All right, excuse me for 1 second. I got to visit the little boy's room, and Blabs, why don't you read off some super chats?
Okie dokies. Alabaster for 5 says, Montez! Thank you very much. B. Barrett says, how do Hawaiian wizards unlock doors? Aloha! More. That's pretty good. Useless Gamer says, great show last night. Well done, guys. Looking forward to next year. Bigger and better. The Fonz was 100% a Roblox streamer. Ew, don't do that. Ew, no. Rudy says, snap fingers, and Blabs comes running. I know. That's not how it operates either. The Grateful Gamer says, about the green screen stuff. Smash said you should have transitioned from playing an arcade to presenting an award. Idea, post some behind the scenes. Not too late. Thank you very much. Mr. Melancholy says, love that you got Nien and Gundam in the awards. Random also says, in regard to the Real Game Awards, unexpected surprise, Duke Nukem. Excellent. RoboCop, Zelda, and Doom winning. Excellent. All the other winners I don't care about are trash.
You don't care about Wukong? What the heck?
Jason says, streaming is just becoming cable 2.0. You're not wrong.
Yeah. The reason why these subscription services existed was because it was supposed to be cheaper and it was supposed to be easier to consume the content you want. Now it's even more expensive. One service is $25.
Mm-hmm. Over on Rumble Key Rock, I just saw this as the way to save Battlefield. Bad Company 3. Thank you very much. Goosium says, so is TikTok just advertising and platforming at this point? Sounds like it.
It is.
B. Barrett says, love seeing James present the SAGY. Very fitting because not only does the AVGN play terrible games, but also AVGN and SAGY represent classic screw attack. Thank you very much. Xylon says, Bob Iger needs to be eviscerated. I haven't seen that word in a while. Nathan says, what is it with CEOs named Bob getting pay raises for making their company worse and hated by the public? See, Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, Bobby Kotick is also kind of a scummy guy. He was Blizzard. He was
okay.
Very controversial guy.
Bobby's United.
How much did he get at the end?
Jiggly says that I've also never been on a plane. Look at that. You guys can all get on a plane together and experience it for the first time. Bike Short says, never been on a plane? Well, time to take her skydiving. I've done skydiving. I recommend. It's fun.
Oh,
it kind of looks like Google Maps.
Just really quickly, he got paid out $390 million when Microsoft bought Blizzard.
He must be bankrupt. Poor thing. Someone donate to him. He's got no money. Dak Forever says, Var, don't watch First Man Before Flying.
I won't.
Okay.
I promise.
Scarface says, Demolition Man, a dystopian future where all entertainment is ad jiggles. So anyways, what's on TikTok?
Right.
Trash.
Epsilon Alma says, for Blabs, a road trip is like 30 minutes circling Guam. Grusium says, most of that game dev money goes to marketing. Jamie says, Ultimate Edition games on UK Xbox Store for 105 British pounds. Ugh. No thanks. Shane says, sorry about the super check. I type like Craig reads. The show was awesome last night. Valiant made me LOL. Thank you very much. Wild says, ban microtransactions, super deluxe add-on founders exclusive versions, and I could justify this as adjusted for inflation argument. Thank you very much. Alex says, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. Key says, Majora's Mask is greater than Ocarina of Time. Don't at me. Anyone want to yell about that? You agree with that?
No, I have nothing to say. I think they're both great.
Says, my earlier Superchat had the website listed for the company that developed the chat AI. They tell you up front how it works on the homepage. One of their other clients is Riot Games.
Thanks, Wasp.
Thank you very much. Crazy T says, Pink Floyd, much like Purple Rain.
Yep.
Scarfy says, Floyd and MK character fatality.
Damn, Scarfy.
Bike Sure says, not gonna lie, the rainbow gave me PTSD. Charizard, Black Floyd with a finisher knee on the neck. Charizard says, I can't breathe.
I'm not laughing. I would never laugh at something like that.
She says as she laughs.
I'm not laughing. I'm not. I promise.
We're all going to hell. Suna Soul Silver says, there was a rainbow silhouette when Floyd's character title dropped before it turned all pink. I'm sorry, but I can't help. Took me out of the excitement. JC says, getting the Platinum Trophy in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Thank you very much. Frost says, my greatest game achievement was beating all the Bungie Halo campaigns on Legendary. Wow.
Ooh, nice.
Zach says, they rebooted Mortal Kombat 3 times now, MK1 through Armageddon, MK9 to 11, and now MK1 2023. Thank you very much. Chris says, Majora's Mask was overrated as a Zelda game. Skyward Sword is better. I said what I said. Yeah, all right. Rod says, great job with last night TRGA, Craig. I was hearing it on the gym, and I truly love James was invited. It sent me back to the old Screw Attack days.
Thanks, Rod. Appreciate that, my man.
Godzilla says, Avowed is proof positive that Fallout would have been no safer Obsidian than Bethesda. Thank you very much. Soul Sliver says, remember that most expensive GOWRCE that comes without a physical game? I'm sure a lot forget about that mess since the media tried to hide it. God of War Ragnarok? CE?
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Weeble Wobble. Zach said, Doom, the Dark Ages Collector's Edition is $200, but there's more value than a map and a letter from the dev.
Yeah, 200 is hefty, but if you're excited for a game, it probably is worth it. I haven't seen everything that's in it, but I did see, I did actually see it, but I didn't pay attention to it.
Leighton says, don't forget that EA initially expected Veilguard to make $10 million, then lowered that to $3 million, and they still undersold by half.
Correct. Yeah.
Oof. American Legend says, make Vera regular on side scrolls. She's great. She literally is.
Every 2 weeks. Yeah.
No, they want me on every week. I get that, guys. I'm
yeah,
so cool.
Let's do it.
I'm so awesome. I know.
She's so cool. Vera's the best.
Mavian says, hashtag stop Asian hate. Taker says, oh man, that first Fable trailer, when the protag turns around, you're like, what the fuck is that? And Microsoft is like, what, never seen a woman? Shady says, it's funny that originally they said Yusuke was for combat and now it was for stealth. She seems to be heavily involved in combat now all of a sudden. I feel like it's a bait and switch at this point.
Yeah.
Bike Short says, Assassin's Creed Shadows, breathe in darkness. Side Scrollers. Okay, Rob for 5 sent a GIF on locals. It's true. It's a weird thing. It says, Lord have mercy on both of them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob.
Snake Fan says, you guys should play the new Monster Hunter. Mercenary says, not looking forward to talking to some people today. Thank you for sharing that, Mercenary. Third is King says, Black Myth Wukong is mid, and I don't get why it popped off other than the Chick Chom psyop.
No, it was a good game.
Yeah.
People liked it. I don't know.
Red Bandana Gamer says, love the Real Game Awards. My wife and I watch it together. Can't wait till next year. Next year, you need a controller category. I feel like Logan is advertising something there.
Yeah, maybe. Thanks, Logan. Appreciate you, buddy.
Carlos says, great job, you guys. Is there another platform or way that Craig and James can connect and chat?
Via phone. I can talk to him all the time. Publicly, I don't know. I don't know. Aiden came in and says, I enjoyed the show last night. I'm looking forward to next year's show. Tomorrow evening, I'll be showing off a PowerPoint presentation to a couple normal men and on their Discord, and it's called Joe Biden's Legacy of Failure. Thank you, Aiden. Appreciate that. All right. Okay, there we go. What a great week of programming we had. We appreciate you guys being here, being a part of our life, allowing us to be a part of yours. We're going to get back at it again on Monday when Yellow Flash returns. Vera, where can everybody find you? You're closing in on that big goal.
Yep, you can find me here on YouTube at Vera Dark Titan Media, almost at 150K, which is really cool. You can find me on social media like X. I have a Discord server anyone can join, and yeah, I'm going to over the next few weeks be playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure. I'm hyped for that. That's gonna
Wait a second.
Yeah,
you're
it
playing
comes out
Hello
next
Kitty,
week.
but Craig won't do Barbie.
Craig,
I played Hello Kitty before.
Yeah, but you
Barbie. We all said this like months
and
ago.
what about Barbie?
We did discuss this, and Vara was on that day.
Barbie Horse Adventures 2 is the best.
Barbie, that's a girl's game, Blab.
And
I'm
you're not
a
a girl?
boy.
What, am I not allowed to play Doom because that's a boy's game?
That's a boy's game.
Yeah, why are you
Vera.
bringing gender into this?
Vera, that's
you're not
for
very progressive.
Triggered.
That's for boys. You don't play video games.
Yeah, I don't.
That's right. All right. Well, hey, go subscribe to Vera. Let's get over 150K. If you guys haven't yet, let's do it right now. And if you're new to our channel, hit the subscribe button. Join the other nearly 115,000 normal men who have found common sense. Looking forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Hey, get outside, touch some effing grass this weekend. Get outside, you normal men. And of course, go watch the videos we're going to be posting throughout the afternoon and throughout the weekend and every day if you ever miss any clips of the show. With that said, guys, have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.
Fatality.